morning, crafty friends. It's Taylor and Whitney here today. Happy Saturday to all of you.
Whoop, whoop.
I know,
We
it's
made it
the
to the weekend.
Many of you are joining us today for our virtual Stamp Joy event, and we are likely having tons of fun. But we wanted to pop in here and give you a sneak peek at what is coming next week during our Tuesday release.
Yep, big release coming.
I know, I'm excited about it. So one of the themes that we are diving into for our virtual Stamp Joy event this year is liquid watercolor. So those of you joining us are learning lots of new techniques and different fun things you can do with liquid watercolor, which is a great segue into the new products that are coming out for you on Tuesday. So if you have fallen in love with liquid watercolor and want to be able to play with it even more, we have some fun new products, new colors. I know the new colors are often the most exciting part of playing with a new toy like the liquid watercolor. And so we are excited to be adding to our collection and would love to share with you what's to come.
Yes,
Should we
let's
do it? Okay. So we have to start off with new liquid watercolors. Now, if you were part of our event this past weekend at Virtual Stamp Joy, then you have already received these three, but they are new to our collection for those that have not attended Stamp Joy. These are called Tiki Mule, Bubblegum, and Cake Pop.
Ooh, you have two of my most used colors.
I know, which ones?
Cake Pop and Tiki Mule.
Yes!
I use them so often.
I am loving that Cake Pop color too in the liquid watercolor. I can't stop using it. So before I continue introducing new colors, we do have a special promotion this week. When you buy 5 of our liquid watercolors, the 6th one is free.
Ooh.
And that means also our previously released colors as well as our new colors. So you can grab some old, some new, and really mix and match to get a fun color palette to start with. So now I have more new colors. This is Saltwater Taffy. We have Winter Green and Pear. So a couple new greens and a very light blue. And then next and last, we have 3 more colors: Rock Candy, Concord Grape, and Berry Smoothie.
Ooh, I love berry smoothie too.
Aren't those great? I love all of these colors that are coming out, and they really extend the range of liquid watercolors that we have, allowing you to mix the colors together to create some really fun new colors. That's one of the best parts of liquid watercolors, allowing them to kind of mesh together and see what happens. Now, one other new product, if you were part of our advent calendar this past year, or maybe you were at Virtual Stamp Joy and already had access to this product, but we are now bringing out our liquid watercolor shimmer. You will notice that this comes in a little different bottle. You want to make sure you shake it really well when you use it, as the shimmer does settle into the bottom of the jar when it's just left alone. But this is a glass bottle with shaker beads in it to help you shake it up, and then an eyedropper to allow you to do a couple different things. You can add shimmer to your liquid watercolor. So if you were to drop a couple of drops of pear and then a couple of drops of shimmer, you're basically turning your liquid watercolor into a shimmery color. So that's one of the great things you can do with this. I'm also going to be sharing with you on the Tuesday Live how you can use this liquid shimmer to create the most beautiful shimmer spray. So you can take drops of this mixed with water and create a spray to spray across your cardstock. So really fun things you can do with this. This is not included in the buy 5, get 1 free. So just an FYI on there, only available for our regular liquid watercolor colors. Also releasing, if you were part of Stamp Joy, then you recognize this, but we have the new TE Metallic Watercolor Set.
Oh, I'm so excited about this.
Gorgeous, right? So on the back, you see we've got listed out the 6 colors that are included in this set. And
did you pick out all of these colors?
I did, yes. So you will probably recognize there is a product we've carried from Sukaneko, the Gansai Tambi Starry watercolors, and I always wished that I had a few more options in there. So I got to choose by hand all of these that I wanted in this set. So we've got a shimmer white here on the left, followed by silver, champagne gold, and yellow gold. And then we have copper and bronze. So this is going to be a more chocolatey color, a little more orange. We have your yellow gold and your light champagne gold, and then your true shimmer white and silver. So you would mix these with a couple drops of water from your eyedropper and then mix them up with a paintbrush. You can use them to splatter. You can use them to paint. I will show you some different samples to show you what these look like when they are painted out onto cardstock, both light and dark.
Ooh.
And I can show you that on the live on Tuesday.
So after you drop a little water, you do it right into the palette.
Yes.
And then it dries, and then you can just reinvigorate it again.
Yes, it
Awesome.
reactivates with water each time. So I do just drop a couple drops on there, use what I need, and then it dries within that pan. And then when you're ready to use it again, you can reactivate it with water.
Wow, great.
So super fun TE metallic watercolors. All right, next up we have a new chart. As you know, we may have gotten a little into the swatching game lately.
Did we? Oops.
We did. And I love it because there's nothing better than having a reference for the colors and the tools that you have. And this liquid watercolor chart is designed to allow you to paint kind of a full strength swatch of watercolor in the top little box here, and then take that same color and do a gradient down the larger box to show you what it looks like from full strength down to very diluted. And I will be sharing how to accomplish this when we go live on Tuesday as well. So make sure you tune in Tuesday at 10 o'clock for even more information on these great products. So that's our liquid watercolor chart, which incorporates all of our old and new liquid watercolor colors. One of the things we love to do with our liquid watercolor is to paint our watercolor panels. And so we have a really fun new set called Painted Petals. I think you're gonna love this one.
Not many people know this about me, but I do love watercoloring. I think it's such a fun
That was one
technique.
of the first crafty things we did together.
Yes.
You moved to town and I invited you to take a watercolor class with me.
Yes.
And so I always think of you as a budding watercolorist.
Oh, I love it.
So anytime we come out with watercolor products, I think Whitney's going to love these.
And these are gorgeous. I saw your projects with them. I can't wait to show everyone, but wow, they're stunning. They're very simple, but I love that.
And what really makes these unique is that you get the opportunity to kind of paint your flowers into this design. So instead of coloring in maybe an outline image or illustration, you're actually creating the flowers within these openings. We, of course, have a style sheet to help you with what these should look like. You've got this little dragonfly up at the top that you just need to paint your wings onto. Adding color to these little wispy flowers to create bigger colored florals. There are 3 of each of 4 designs in this
an
pack.
Envelope.
Yes, little flowers coming out of the
Yes.
envelope is a perfect, for us card makers, I feel like is just the perfect imagery. And then last you have this one here. So I'm going to show you how I took this panel and added color using liquid watercolor to create this design. So this is actually the project we're going to be making on Tuesday. I'll be talking all about the liquid watercolors, how you can mix them, how you should paint them to get lighter values or get that shading effect as well. So it's going to be really fun. And it was quick. That's another thing I loved about these panels is really fast to just get that out there.
I've learned so much from you when it comes to technique and where to dot things and how to make things flow. I'm excited to see this project on Tuesday and see it all come together. One thing we always get asked about our watercolor panels is if they are foilable.
Oh, yes, good. Glad you brought that up. These are printed with a different process, and so they are not printed in toner, and they are not foilable. So that's a great thing to point out. People are used to most of our products that are printed being foilable, but with all of our watercolor panels, they are printed with a different type of ink and are not foilable. All right, we have some additional products that are coming out that some of you may have seen before, but they work so well with our watercolor theme that we wanted to get them out into our catalog. So this is called the Corner Bouquet and has a set of coordinating dies. This was offered as an early release item at our Fall Stamp Joy event. So if you were in person with us last fall, then you had access to purchase this item. You may want to check your collection. It was not part of the goodie bag, so you may or may not have it depending on if you purchased it at the event. But I love that corner bouquet that we have, and it's so fun. Sue is actually going to be doing a fabulous live showing you how to rotate that corner bouquet so you get those beautiful flowers in both corners of the card.
Wow.
And I think the middle card is the one that she's actually making on the live, but she has lots of other options and ideas for you to kind of be inspired by.
I love this soft gradient blend she has here.
Yes.
That's so beautiful. And then she just went ahead and highlighted some of those. That's one of the things I love about watercolor is you can really pick your points where you really want to intensify the color.
Just pull out some of those colors that you washed into the background and make them be more of a focal on your card. So that's the corner bouquet. And then last but not least, we have a collection also from Virtual Stamp Joy last spring. So we have the butterfly print stamp and the 3D embossing folder that coordinates with that stamp image. Now we have some samples to show you how you can use watercolor techniques with these, but I'll have even more samples on Tuesday to share with you on how you can use this 3D embossing folder and the stamp in other techniques as well. So let's take a look at this beautiful card that Susan made with that watercolor wash across the embossed white butterfly, and just really simply used that outer edge of the frame with a little bit of white in between to kind of call that out with a few layers of foam tape and some tiny diamonds on there as well.
Ooh.
Super cute. And then Sue did so many amazing things on this card. So she started by heat embossing the butterfly stamp with black embossing powder. Actually, we don't have black embossing powder, so I'm sure it was VersaFine Clair with clear embossing powder. But after she did that, after she heat embossed, she took the coordinating embossing folder and actually pressed that heat embossing up through the paper.
Ooh.
So it has such amazing texture on it. And then she took the liquid watercolors and colored into the openings of the butterfly to add color there. And then my favorite is all of these little white dots that she put on there. I think she said it was one of those happy accidents where her embossing powder didn't quite get heated all the way in one spot, and so she started to put dots in and then realized, I really like these dots. So I love how she did that. That is actually Copic opaque white that she used to dot those and gave it some really fun dimension. She just applied that with a toothpick in the areas that she wanted it. So
wow,
some really pretty ideas here with these new products.
That's what happens when you play with your supplies.
Yes.
Happy accidents.
Yes. Everybody needs to tell us, what's your happy accident? Have you figured one out? And then it's become part of your crafty life when, you didn't intend for it to happen.
Exactly.
But I love that. I have some crafty accidents that have happened, and now they've become some of my favorite techniques.
Exactly.
So, yes. Leave a comment for us. Tell us what you're looking forward to in this release. We would love to hear from you. And for those of you finishing up Virtual Stamp Joy, we hope you have a wonderful rest of the day with us. And we will plan to see you on Tuesday. These products launch at 9 a.m. Central Time on the Tailored Expressions website. And then at 10 o'clock, Whitney and I will be live creating some fun projects using the watercolor. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye.